Guys, it is nice and cold outside. This is probably the coldest day probably of this season, I guess. It's getting into like the middle of October right now, but it's feeling really good outside. I'm wearing shorts and I almost need to go put on some pants because it's a little bit chilly, and I guess you can kind of see there's not really any sun out right now, but it still is a little bit bright. It's just kind of one of those overcast days, I guess, if that makes sense, but it feels really good. Need to find some time and do a walk around of this thing, so get some pretty good lighting here hopefully soon, and hopefully the temperatures are going to stay, at least this low. I think they'll probably go back up just a little bit because, being Alabama and all that stuff, but hopefully we'll maintain some cooler temperatures and be able to go out and do some more stuff, more trips, rides, stuff like that, and just be comfortable. So anyways, what's up guys? So we are at the auto parts store right now because we're running some errands. Reason being is because we are changing the color setup again. Yes, we have been running this setup. I have not been filming a whole lot because there's not a whole lot to film currently, but have been running this current setup probably about a month or two, and it's cool. Like, as you can see, as you get closer, you can actually see the color, but you really kind of have to stare at it, for a minute to even realize that there's a color there. So it's not really, I guess, satisfying us right now. Like, it looks cool and all that. Like, the two colors go really well together. They complement each other really well, but it's just really hard to kind of present the lighting and the exposure to really like even see that they have color. So probably for now, until we do change up the setup later down the road for future plans, probably gonna just go with the black wheel again and the machined ring, just because it's a more obvious beadlock pop look. Kind of gives you that beadlock look. So that's probably gonna be what we're just gonna go with, because it is very, very hard to find a color that'll kind of complement and contrast this commando green here. So currently right now at the auto parts store, because we are going to get some paint for these wheels. Already got some sandpaper, pick that up, and we're gonna be sanding the wheels and the rings down. So anyways, probably doing some color matching in the future, some different plans, but this is what we're probably going to be doing for now. Obviously no rear flare right now, but we're going to put the flare back on until we get some new corner armor, and possibly going to be dropping it down to 3.5 inches of lift again, so it kind of shows and focuses on the tire and wheel a little bit more. So probably gonna go that route here soon. All right guys, here we are with the raw ring. So I've got 2 done currently, and I got 2 more to go. As you can see, turned out pretty good. The light hits it and it can, it kind of reflects in different ways, but once they're actually on the wheel and tire, it's gonna look really good. I have not sanded or prepped the tire or the wheels yet, so it's taking forever to sand all this down. It's really a pain. Makes your back and your arms feel real good. So we're slowly but surely we're getting there, and turned out really good. Probably going to go back over all this with like a finer sandpaper and make it look a little bit better, but for now it looks pretty good. Pretty happy with it. It does not look white in person, kind of how it did when we got them sandblasted that one time. So anyways, turned out pretty good here, and gonna finish these up and see what we can't do today. All right guys, here we are. Fronts are on, all of them rounded. Got them up to 26 psi, all 4 of them just this time around. Put it back down to 3.5 inches of lift. So not only we're going to be able to have a way better ride quality on the highway, gonna handle a lot better. It's just gonna look a lot more aggressive too. It's gonna show off the main focus of the Pro Comp 40s and the beadlock. So having this beadlock ring pop in there is gonna, you know, really stand out. So it's a pretty good focus. You know, we got the winch and everything, hood latches and all that good stuff. Pretty much dialing everything in. It's a lot better than pretty much what it was last time that we did this setup. And we also have newer tires too, so that helps out a lot. Finishing up here on the rear, pretty much doing the coil swap out. That's pretty much it. So, you know, the same 46-inch lift shocks, so it's going to give us a ton of down travel. Brake lines are now installed, as you guys have seen, and those look really amazing, and they're going to work really well. You know, having a lot of extra length there, so that helps us out a lot for flex travel, good stuff like that. And pretty much the same on this side. So pretty simple but functional setup here. So it's looking pretty good. It's got the rear flares back on too. Just, you know, got those in with some plastic clips real quick, but everything is turning out pretty good. And gonna put the rear tires back on and pretty much just be done for now. Take it down the road and see what she looks like in some light, some better exposure. But we're about to be driving, you know, a little bit more, adding to our commute here soon. So trying to make sure that we have, you know, everything where we want it to, you know, drive not only safe but, you know, comfortable too. So probably gonna connect the sway bar back up here. Been driving around with it, disconnected here for a little bit, but I gotta adjust that. It won't take too long. Probably do that tomorrow or something. But other than that, also, you know, obviously got to do a new drag link, stock one still. It's the only thing that's left other than, you know, steering box. So everything else, track bar, tie rod, ball joints, steering stabilizer, all that stuff is fresh. You know, not worn out, heavy duty, upgraded. So we do have a little bit of delay in the steering wheel, but everything is tight. So, you know, we don't have any death wobble or anything like that. But, you know, new drag link should take care of that. So probably gonna do a drag link flip. So it'll raise the roll center of the Jeep for handling wise, you know, about 3 inches. So that's gonna help out majorly. And hopefully we'll be able to do that here soon. And possibly new axles or something like that in the future. Not really sure if we're just gonna, you know, keep going with this setup with the 40s or what, but definitely gonna be doing something, you know, some more stuff here soon. Thinking about some body armor, hood louver, definitely windshield pods, stuff like that. Alright guys, having some issues with the ABS this morning because the drag link, the stock one, is worn out. So it's causing the steering wheel to be, you know, off center because it's got a little bit of, you know, slop in it. So, you know, pretty normal stuff. Jeeps don't really like when the steering wheel is off center because it triggers the ABS and it makes the ABS do really bad things. So, you know, it's not just this Jeep, it's pretty much every JK I've ever had. You know, this being my 3rd JK. Just hearing from other people too, but yeah, so basically you don't want the ABS to mess up because, you know, if your steering wheel is turned to the right and if you're driving straight, your Jeep thinks that you're sliding when you're really not, you're driving straight. So, you know, it'll either take away your brake ability or it'll, you know, work on one side and then not the other, and then it'll kind of make you swerve, and it's just not fun, not safe. So I got my drag link from Big Sauce here, you know, lower miles, stock tires, not really worn out compared to this one. So right now replacing that. So I stopped on the way home from work and went by Northern Tool, got me a pickle fork so I can take out the top joint. So that'll help out a lot. Hopefully I can get this thing swapped out quick, because I gotta be up and I'm about to grab my sledgehammer. I'm gonna leave that nut like that. I'm gonna slam it off, get it out of the knuckle. And then good thing about having this much stance is, you know, I can give me a good swing with this sledgehammer right here and not have to worry about hitting anything. Tires out of the way and everything. All right, so just like that, but that's out. Now it's time to take this, get this nut off up here on the pitman arm, and then slam this pickle fork, you know, pitman arm and other end of the drag link. Pop that out real quick and be good to go. It is a Wednesday. No, it's not. It's Monday. It already feels like it's Wednesday. It's Monday right now, and it's about 7 p.m. You know, November 18th. So it gets dark at like 4:35 ish. Starting to get that way, but gotta get some dinner. I'm gonna go grab that in the Jeep. Thing's been doing pretty good for a daily driver, other than all the annoying ABS stuff. Cause like today, I was driving and it felt like my front left driver tire was completely out of air and just dragging on the ground. But it was the ABS making my caliper like clamp down. So it was like, I don't know, luckily I caught it before I was going over 10 miles per hour. So I pulled over and I disconnected the ABS sensor. Actually both of them right there behind the shock tower, that one and that one. So my dash is lit up from those, but at least I don't have the ABS trying to, you know, be dangerous or anything. So got the steering wheel straight, got the newish stock drag link in. So that's in, steering wheel straight, a little bit more solid. So pretty good. Wheel spacers are still doing great. I don't expect them to really cause any issues, other than probably have to do the wheel bearings in the front eventually, but that's just expected because, you know, this Jeep's got about 100,000 miles on it. So let's see what else. Gears are gonna help a ton in this stop and go traffic every day. It's really a pain right now with these gears, but interstate miles per gallon is good with that. It's just the stop and go city miles per gallon that's not good. So gears have got to happen ASAP. Got to get a top ASAP. Leaking in the rain, so get that figured out here soon. I got to save up a little bit because I'm really trying to prioritize my finances, you know, stuff like student loans and all that stuff. So trying to get that figured out first. Let's see here. We are getting close to Thanksgiving, and probably wonder why I'm standing in the back of the Jeep. It's because we're taking the top off. Finally, this top leaks somewhere up yonder because it drips on the seat up there. So we're actually going to buy a hardtop. Finally, we did have a hardtop previously. We sold it because we thought we were going to run this top, and we have been running this top for a long time now, and it's accumulated a leak, and it's just not really the most suitable for all of the daily driving that we're doing right now, especially the new commute. So it's, you know, it's a lot more complicated, and you know, just hardtop hardtops are so much better for daily driving. And you know, we want something to where our seat is not going to be wet. We don't want that wet seat, especially with no heater right now being so cold outside. So hardtop things are happening. So gonna take this opportunity right now, go pick this up. Pretty excited about it. It's gonna look pretty good. But yeah, just wanted to give a little quick update. Getting close to Thanksgiving here. You know, a lot of things are changing in life right now, so just you know, trying to make the best of what we're doing right now, and hopefully we'll be getting some new stuff for the Jeep here soon. Just pretty much a lot more busy, if that makes sense. So don't have as much free time as we had our schedule arranged previously. So just kind of been focusing on, you know, life for a little bit here. So, you know, happy with the Jeep lately. It's been doing us good. Just been driving the crap out of it every day. So, you know, driving it more and all that good stuff. So that's what we are up to. All right, this hardtop is nasty on the inside because it's set basically in a carport, and it was kind of on a downhill. And it was kind of, you know, the hardtop normally sits like this, but it was kind of propped up on a stand like that. So, and there's the stand over there, by the way. It actually came with a hardtop, so that's pretty cool for storage, but it's really nasty. Currently cleaning it out right now, and I got half of it already done. So this is before, you know, just all in the cracks and crevices, and this is after. Pretty good clean here. Basically just kind of sprayed it down, some degreaser, used a wet brush, scrubbed it up real good, and wiped it with a wet microfiber to absorb all the dirt, kind of rinsing that out every cycle, I guess. But it's cleaning up well, and yeah, you can kind of see I'm starting on the roof now. This should really just be the majority of it. I'm gonna take the freedom panels off separately, make sure all the seals are nice and clean, get them nice and right. Rinsed out the back glass while it was open, a little bit more efficient that way. A lot of dog hair in here. I really got to clean it out though soon. Really like to steam clean it. What's up, guys? Yeah, I just went and got some pictures of the Jeep, so a little update here. Thanksgiving is next week, and yeah, I got Jeep hair right now because I don't have my hat on, but got the windows down, kind of letting it air out in here a little bit. Carpet got a little bit wet from the rain, not a big deal, but yeah. Let's see, you got the hardtop on, you guys can see in the background, which is really cool. And yeah, it's loving it. Got it cleaned out for the most part, but you know, as I said, it was really dirty, so it smells like dirt, kind of like a lake a little bit in here, but really enjoying it so far. We're gonna probably get some kind of cleaner to get the smell out of here and have it nice and fresh.